the 2K Sports pregame show. With the We're coming to you from the Time Warner Cable Arena in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina, home of the Hornets. Well, it was the Charlotte Hornets winning their last game against the Nets.
And after that game, it was impressive to look at the box score and see the work they did at the free throw line.
And not only what they did in making them, but what they did to get to the line. I mean, they were constantly in attack mode, driving the lane and drawing fouls.
And they get the first bucket of the game on that one.
I tell you what, fellas, I'm anticipating a good one here. You know, I thought Charlotte went to their bench as much as most other teams last season. Those guys ate up time for the starters, but weren't nearly efficient scoring the ball as you might want them to be.
All right, let's set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Taking a look at the 76ers. Isaiah Cannon is out there with Thompson. Then there's Okafor. Then there's Sanders. And it's Sampson in at the 3. For the Hornets last season, their bench was weak at times. They just couldn't really score that well.
And the Hornets bench was the only bench to shoot under 40% from the floor for the season.
From deep, Walker. Here's Zeller. And that one comes up a bit short. Charlotte on D. Thompson dishes to Okafor. Sanders inside. Coming off a solid outing against Indiana. It's deflected. They retain possession. For Charlotte, they've gone 1 of 3 from the field to start this one so far. And it's Zeller atop the key. To the inside. Batum, good.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now, here's Sanders. His scoring average of about 32.5 points a game tells you all you need to know about how dangerous a player he can be. The 76ers might have dodged having the worst record in the league last season, but they didn't dodge having the worst road record last year, Clark.
They could not dodge that one, Kevin. Just 6 wins on the road, but that was pretty much expected considering the youth and inexperience of this team. Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Tries it from 19. Shot's good by Walker. Walker's got his first 2 points.
Well, you can bet the defense wasn't expecting that kind of razzle-dazzle out of it. But the spin worked like a charm. Perfect.
And for the 76ers, they weren't a good shooting team in general. And on the road, it got real ugly. They shot under 40% as a team on the year away from home.
And here's Lamb, following the 3 from Larry Sanders. And Lamb kicks to Walker, picked by Zeller. Outside, Batum, and a wide-open look for Zeller. And no good as it rattles out.
For the Sixers, just a brutal start to last season, 17 straight losses. They did get their first 4 wins of the season as a road team, though. As bad as they were on the road, at least they had that going for them.
And it's Sanders missing again.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
And Batum kicks to Walker. He feeds it to Lamb. Shot clock at 5, and a wide open look for Walker. That's basket number 2 with his 3rd shot off to a fast 2 for 3. Philadelphia's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Cannon kicks to Thompson. And Sanders, here we go. Okafor trying to get open. Sanders' shot is good. Sanders has got 7.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
On the wing, Batum. Rebound by the 76ers. They defeated Indiana in their last game.
You want to talk about a fantastic finish. That game had a little bit of everything and then a little bit of extra in overtime. So it was a great, great win for them.
A ton of fun to watch, whether you were talking about it or a fan. I mean, that was a great, great game.
That's good. 6 points now in the game for Walker. Philadelphia's gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Cannon kicks to Sanders. And the layup's good off the glass. Sanders has got 9.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need one.
So Charlotte calls timeout. They're first. The 76ers didn't lie to themselves about last season, Greg. They knew they weren't going to be in the playoffs. They spent a lot of time last season developing their young players.
Yeah, exactly. And listen, the 3rd straight year the Sixers would miss the playoffs. But as you said, Kevin, they knew what the season had in store. The key was could they keep those young guys focused on growth and experience and not get caught up in the fact that they struggled to win games.
And it's clear for the Sixers, the plan has been to continue to add good young players. Eventually, I think they'll be a force in the East. There's no guarantee, but they've got a plan and they're sticking to it.
A lot of teams that win a title often have a former #1 pick leading the way, or at least a top 3 NBA draft pick as their leader. So the 76ers are trying a shotgun approach to that, trying to get as many top 3 picks as they can, hoping one turns into the next superstar.
Taking a look at the 76ers, we've got Sanders. Cannon out there with Hollis Thompson. Then there's Okafor, and it's Sampson in at the 3 side.
Terrific game for Sanders. He's got 10 points, and he's put 1 3-pointer on the board.
You know what, though, Clark? It wouldn't be a bad idea going forward to try to let him do a little more damage from beyond the arc.
Now, here's Walker. An 11-point game for him in the win against Brooklyn.
You know, and in watching that game, he did a really nice job of passing the basketball, scoring, and setting up his teammates.
Here is Sanders. Offensive rebound. Okafor gets the bucket.
And they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's +5 in that category.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
That's good. The Philadelphia lead is cut down to 7 on the bucket from Walker.
My goodness, how about the degree of difficulty on that shot?
When you're hot, and he is absolutely scorching.
Now, here's Sanders. 11 points in the game. Right wing, Sampson, the pass to Okafor. And off the front iron, and in it goes. Okafor's got the lead up to 9 now for Philadelphia. Walker dishes to Hansbrough. And Zeller kicks to Batum. Now the pass to Hansbrough. Nice pass in here by Charlotte. To the right side. From deep, Walker. But they recover it. Up top, Batum. Sanders with the steal. 1:51 left here in the second. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And with the break in the action, let's look at the stats for Larry Sanders. Tops in scoring, 2nd in blocks, and remember, the 2nd best free throw shooter in the league by percentage. He does not miss many.
And I tell you what, his scoring abilities are almost otherworldly. I mean, no one's been able to slow him down or even come close.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Yeah, you have to make teams pay for fouling you. That's why they call them free. And they've done exactly that, made them pay.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the basket so far.
Zeller, Okafor grabs the miss.
A slight rebound advantage for them one more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead. Not able to find it here in the second. He's off stride and off track just a bit after that one he had earlier.
And guys, Nicholas Batum is a real greyhound on the floor. The guy's got long strides, runs fast, long and limber. Clarkie, he covers a lot of ground.
Extremely active at both ends of the court, Kevin. Great versatility. He can defend 3 positions, and he's played big minutes for the Blazers.
Kaminsky is checked in for Tyler Hansbrough.
And guys, now the NBA has what's called player tracking. I mean, they can show how much ground a player can cover over the course of a season. And Nicholas Batum, always amongst the leaders. 2 seasons ago, he was number 1.
Sanders passes to Thompson. Shot is off, and Charlotte will go the other way with it. And Walker kicks to Kaminsky. To the paint, here's Zeller, and the rejection by Sanders.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
No coverage that time. Sanders has got 16.
And Batum with that slender build, you know, you like his height and length, but he can get pushed around at times. I think he could still stand to add some strength.
Pick by Zeller, and it's Walker penetrating, and the rejection by Sanders. Banked in off the glass. Sanders has got 9 points now in the quarter.
I mean, already hot coming into the game. Is it fair to say he's hotter?
Walker. No good. The clock.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hi again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Welcome to the Halftime Show on 2K Sports. For the 76ers, the first quarter was pretty even. At the end of the period, they held a 4-point lead. They just exploded in the second quarter, grabbing the momentum and running with it. Basket after basket, and they played stingy defense. Now they've got a halftime lead that's going to be very difficult to erase. And from what we saw so far from the Sixers, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, their field goal percentage is a number that jumps off the page. May I say it's Shaq-like? That's a good one. Seriously, they're incredibly efficient shooting the basketball, and I don't think they settle for any bad shots. And you're never going to go wrong with that strategy.
And big fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Their field goal percentage reminds me of Kenny's breath. Brutal. Not reading the defense, not getting enough quality looks. They need to make major changes because the system they ran in the first half was not working.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. One of the stories here, Larry Sanders really getting it done today.
It's been about his ability to just lock down the opponent from a defensive standpoint. A lot of shots also being blocked.
That reach he's shown, Greg, has certainly been fantastic in getting to some of these shots. I mean, he looks like he's got telescopic arms out there.
Cody Zeller out there with Batum. Then there's Kemba Walker. Then it's Jeremy Lamb. And it's Kaminsky in at the center, locking down the middle. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half. Sanders. Cannon from long range. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
Oh, they are putting the hammer down. A huge lead right now.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter if we're talking about their offense or their defense. I mean, it's all been good.
Now here's Lamb. He hasn't yet put up any points in this one. Outside, Walker. Walker missing again. Last season, the Charlotte Hornets had a dreadful offense. Worst effective field goal percentage, Clark, in the league. Effective field goal percentage being your field goal percentage with the value of the shot factored in. Again, more analytics for us to look at.
Yeah, and this is a way to break down that analytic in an abbreviated fashion. Field goal percentage is a pretty good indicator of how good your offense is.
And for the Hornets, they're league worst in terms of field goal efficiency. And for the Hornets, their league worst effective field goal percentage means they didn't take a lot of threes, and they still missed a ton of shots. And guys, that's a recipe for disaster.
And the Hornets making a change here. Roberts checked in.
Well, I tell you take a look at the Hornets roster from last year, and a lot of players shot under 40% from the floor. Not end of the rotation guys either. I mean, players that saw heavy minutes just casting up brick after brick.
To the paint, here's Okafor, and he bangs it home with one hand.
Wow, just look at that lead. Both ends, they have been the team in control.
Yeah, and they put the fans simply on mute. They've not had anything to cheer about, and they've been silent.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And Sanders, here we go. Shot number 12 goes in. He's made 7 of 12 now.
And defensively, guys, they've been unable to shut down the middle.
Yeah, and they're really getting pummeled on points in the paint here.
Pick by Zeller. And Walker kicks to Zeller. Here's Roberts. The 19-footer is on the money. Roberts got 5. The 76ers leading by 19 points. Cannon dishes to Sanders. Another 3 for Philadelphia.
I love his shot selection today. He set the bar for the rest of the team.
Outside, Walker. Out of bounds, Philadelphia takes possession.
Hey guys, there's no doubt Walker has a lot of the tools needed to be a great point guard. But his shooting percentage is really what has kept him from making the leap. Just not as consistent as he needs to be, and a lot of it has to do with shot selection. That also has to improve.
Hansbrough's checked in for Cody Zeller. And here's Sanders. Okafor with a screen on Kid Gilchrist. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. The 76ers leading by 22. So on the floor for Philadelphia, we've got Tony Wroten, Okafor out there with Sanders. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Sampson in at the 2. Sanders' shot is good.
I mean, he was great in his last game, Clark, and clearly he has not lost that love and feeling.
Lynn kicks to Kid Gilchrist.
And one thing we know is that across the board in the NBA, attendance is up all over. Franchise values are also at an all-time high. Overseas, the game continues to grow as well.
Now here's Sanders. Michael Kid Gilchrist unable to get his shot to go. Sanders' shot is off.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
And the media deal in play says a lot about the popularity. It's not just broadcast. Fans are showing up as well.
Sellouts were at a record 700 last season, Kevin. The previous record was 676, almost 22 million regular season fans. That's a big number.
Pick by Okafor. Sanders with the ball. And Batum picks him up defensively. And Sanders kicks to Wroten. And the whistle blows, and it's going to be an over-the-back call here.
Yeah, no doubt about that one with the over-the-back call.
Yeah, it looked like he wanted to take him for a ride right there. Easy call.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Kaminsky comes in for Kid Gilchrist. And it's Kemba Walker in for Jeremy Lin. And the 76ers also making a change. Cannon's checked in. Walker the pass to Zeller. Now here's Lamb. He's covered by Wroten. 6 to shoot. Lamb, good.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact that the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Now here's Sanders.
And one thing about the NBA, there are a ton of siblings currently playing in the league. Some on the same team, some on opposing sides, but there must be over a half a dozen sets of siblings.
Here's Walker. After the basket by Larry Sanders. Outside, Batum. No good from Lamb. For Philadelphia, they've gone 2 for 5 on field goal attempts in the fourth quarter. Now, here's Sanders. Defense right on him. That's good. Sanders has got 13 points in the second half.
And he has just been in a flow offensively. Terrific game. He has been the X factor.
Pick by Zeller. Walker dishes to Lamb. Back to Walker. The fader. And Sanders pulls it down. Sanders has got rebound number 8 here tonight in the game.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Now here's Sanders. Fires the 3. It's rebounded by Charlotte. Kaminsky's got his 3rd rebound tonight. To the paint. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Zeller. And some changes here for the Hornets. Marvin Williams is checked in for Cody Zeller. Hairston comes in for Nicholas Batum. And Brian Roberts subbed in for Lamb. Pass to Batum. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
And some changes here for the Hornets. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Walker. And Marvin Williams subbed in for Kid Gilchrist. Philadelphia also making some changes. Robert Covington's checked in for Noel. Tony Roten comes in for Sanders. And it's Jackson in for Okafor. Spencer Hawes is checked in for the Hornets. Williams comes in for Michael Kidd Gilchrist. Michael Kidd Gilchrist is checked in for Charlotte. Walker comes in for Spencer Hawes. Philadelphia also making some changes. Okafor's checked in, and Nerlens Noel subbed in for Robert Covington. Now, here is Landry, following the miss by Kemba Walker.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Philadelphia.
But, Steve, you don't see this kind of a blowout often. But tonight, this is a quality win across the board to deliver out Clark this kind of punishment.
Well, you know what? I thought they did a nice job of playing against the game. They kept the pressure on and clearly were dominant in every area.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And it's always nice to get win number 1 against an opponent you'll be seeing a total of 4 times over the course of the year. They really set the tone tonight for their season series against the Hornets.
And when you look back at this one, what an amazing performance this was for Larry Sanders. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
Uses the glass to finish the layup. Larry Sanders. Sanders has got 38 points.
This is a serious game-clinching run they're on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Just not backing off here. I mean, they're looking to close this one out in style. What a time to have this kind of surge.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. Maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Passes it to Roten. Back to Sanders. From deep. Off target with that shot. So it's the 76ers winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Kevin, thank you. And now we get a chance to check out our Jordan Player of the Game. He had just an outstanding fourth quarter performance. He really had the fire lit under him, and down the stretch, really having a huge impact on the outcome of this game.
He was the star of the show for them on the offensive end. Over half of their points came through him. I think he was the number 1 option, the number 2 option, number 3 option, and then when the coach called timeout, he was still the option.
The job he did down low was fantastic. That's right, fantastic. He had great understanding of the way the defense was set up in the paint. He had a ton of high percentage looks close to the bucket and converted every time. Nice game, real nice game.
And that'll do it for our broadcast tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. For me and Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, have a wonderful evening.